What it really means to take or bear the name of Yahuah in vain. All right, so let's talk about this because this commandment is quoted all the time, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. Most people learn this verse from the King James Version, so I want to start by reading it exactly as it appears there. This is Shamut, Exodus chapter 20, verse 7 in the King James. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord, thy God, in vain, for the Lord will not hold them guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Now, there's so many things that don't work with this text. But anyways, now even just hearing that, you can already see where the confusion starts. First, the actual name has been replaced with titles. And second, the word people fixate on is take. So what people were taught is that the commandment is about saying a name or accidentally saying it wrong or saying it too casually. But that understanding comes from the English translation, not from the original thought of the text. When you go back to the Abarit understanding, you get back to what this commandment was actually addressing. Because the word being translated as take is not a speech word. In Abarit, it's an action word. It means to lift, to carry, to bear something up, especially in a way that represents authority. So what the verse is actually talking about is bearing the name, not just taking it. And to bear something means to carry it, to wear it, to represent it, and to take responsibility for it. In Abarit thought, if you carry something, you answer for where it's taken and how it's represented. This commandment is not saying don't speak his name. That wouldn't even make sense with the rest of the scripture, because throughout scripture, we are told to proclaim his name, to call on his name, to declare his name, and not to bring his name to nothing. So this commandment cannot be about silence. What it is saying is this: do not carry his name into what is false, empty, or weightless. That's Abarit thought. And scripture supports this in Bamyadbar, Numbers, chapter 6. It says the name of Yahuah was placed upon his people. Not hidden, not avoided, placed upon them. That's identity, that's authority, that's representation. And Talahim, Psalms chapter 24 explains the same principle, saying that those who stand clean do not lift their being to falsehood. That phrase, lift up, is the same Abarit action as bearing. So to bear the name in vain means lifting his authority and attaching it to something that isn't true. Now here's where this becomes very real. Using the name of Yahuah in vain is taking the esteem that belongs to him and placing it somewhere else. And this is exactly what happens when his actual name is replaced with titles. When that happens, his esteem is redirected, the weight of who he is gets emptied out and assigned to something that is not him. That is bearing his name to emptiness. That is using his name in vain. And Jeremiah chapter 23 speaks directly to this warning about those who claim his authority while saying what he did not say. That is false bearing. That is misrepresentation. So the issue was never pronunciation. It was never fear of speaking. The issue has always been esteem. Who gets the weight? Who gets the authority? Who is being represented? And that is why the commandment exists. Not to silence the name of Yahuah, but to protect it from being emptied, misused, and carried falsely. Because the name of Yahuah is not fragile, but misrepresentation is serious. And I will even say it's dangerous. And this is what it truly means to bear the name of Yahuah in vain.